Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. This is exercise 3 in mixed modals. Again now دابا غاش نبقاو نخدمو بداك الشي ساهل شويه بيبدا يطلع النيفو في difficulty. Okay? So now complete the following sentences with correct modal auxiliaries. دابا بتختار من هاد المودلز اللي عندك وما باش بتملأ الفراغ. We have can, would, may, could, should, had better, must, have to, can't, couldn't, mustn't, don't have to, and ought to. Okay? Notice that in some cases more than one model may be used. بعض الحالات كي شفنا في التمارين السابقة بحال can, بحال may, might, and could. Okay, question number 1. I prefer that you take pen and paper. كنفضل تاخذوا ورقة وستيلو وتتبعوا معايا. I forgot to close the door. You mind closing it for me? Number 2. I wrote this paper for my literature class last night. Full stop. You please read it over for spelling errors? 3. I need a laptop. I borrow yours? Question. 4. I want to go to university. Full stop. You tell me about university studies? It's cold in here. Full stop. You mind if I close the window? 6. Soldiers disobey a superior officer. 7. To stay alive, people breathe oxygen. 8. If you have an aquarium, you give your tropical fish too much food or they will die. 9. Thank goodness we eat fish again tonight. Dad didn't catch any today. 10. A وفيها you leave so early يعني بحال انت تسول شي واحد you leave so early. Now with the correction. I forgot to close the door. Would you mind closing it for me? Would. Asking to use it to make request. Would you mind closing it for me? I wrote this paper for my literature class last night. Could or can. Could is more polite than can, and both are correct. Can you please read it over for spelling errors, or could you read it again? 3. I need a laptop. May I borrow yours? Can I borrow yours? Could I borrow yours? All of them are correct. 4. I want to go to university. Can you tell me about university studies? Could you tell me about university studies? 5. It's cold in here. Would you mind, again to make a request, would you mind if I closed the window? 6. Soldiers mustn't disobey a superior officer. Mustn't disobey a superior officer. 7. To stay alive, people must breathe oxygen. They must breathe oxygen to stay alive. 8. If you have an aquarium, you don't have to, أو you shouldn't give your fish too much food or they will die. You don't have to, صحيح, or you shouldn't give your fish too much food or they will die. Thank goodness we don't have to eat fish again tonight. We don't have to. Dad didn't catch any. 10. Do you have to or should you leave so early? Do you have to leave so early? Should you leave so early? Now with section B. Complete the following sentences with correct modal auxiliaries. Again, we have can, would, may, could, should, had better, must, have to, can't, couldn't, mustn't, don't have to, and ought to. As usual, in some cases, more than one modal may be used. Number 1. I have some work I finish before I go to bed tonight. 2. Last night, Jack go to a meeting. You go to the meeting last night too? 3. A. Anne would like to make some new friends. B. I think she joined some clubs to meet people with similar interests. 5. Ellen is having a lot of trouble in her chemistry class. She has failed the last 2 tests. I think she hired a tutor. Tutor هو teacher ولا مدرس ولا معلم. 6. Bruce has lost a lot of weight lately. He go see a doctor. 7. Fish talk. اسمك fish talk. 8. I used to be a good swimmer. I swam long distances when I was a teenager. 9. Why all the nations of the world just get along in peace? Why are there always wars somewhere on the earth? 10. I get to sleep last night because it was too hot in my room. 11. My uncle was a wonderful craftsman. He made beautiful things out of wood. But he read all right because he never went to school. 12. My father never liked to talk on the phone. Whenever it rang, he always yelled, "I'm not here." Usually he was only joking and come to the phone when it was for him. Okay, now with the correction. Number 1. I have some work I must finish because before I go to bed tonight. يعني نقدر نديرها I have to finish. إلا درتي I have to finish تتولي نابعة من واحد السلطة أعلى عليك أنت، ولا درتي من must راه كدوي على راسك. So the most correct one should be must حتى تدوي من منطلق راسك. Last night Jack couldn't go to a meeting. Couldn't because simple past. Last night. Couldn't you go to the meeting last night too? Last ما يقول لي can't you? Again couldn't because in the past, talking about past action. 3. A. Anne would like to make some new friends. B. I think she ought to or she should join some clubs to meet people with similar interests. 5. Ellen is having a lot of trouble in her chemistry class. She has failed the last 2 tests. I think she had better من الأفضل لها or she should hire a tutor. ولا خاصها ضروري لها أنها تأخذ واحد tutor أو المدرس يقرأها. 6. Bruce has lost a lot of weight lately. He had better go see a doctor. من الأفضل ليه يمشي يشوف طبيب. أو لا as a piece of advice he should go see a doctor. 7. Fish can talk. أسماك لا تستطيع الكلام. 8. I used to be a good swimmer and they had used to راه هي تتعبر لي على الماضي على الواحد المدة في الباست. اعتدت أن أكون. I could swim مادام تيدوي على الباست. I could swim long distances when I was past a teenager. So that's why I used could. Why can't all nations ليش ما يقدروش all nations of the world just get along in peace? Why are there always wars somewhere on the earth? 10. I couldn't get to sleep last night بلي عندي again last night simple past استعملت فيها كان في simple past اللي هي couldn't negative form. It was too hot in my room. 11. My uncle was a wonderful craftsman. He made beautiful things out of wood. But he read or write because he never went to school. He couldn't read or write because he never went. لاش درنا couldn't حتى عندي never went ما عمرو مشاو تنهضروا على past. 12. My father never liked to talk on the phone. Again تنهضروا في past never liked. Whenever it runs simple past he would always yell. كان دائما تيغوت. هاد would بحال used to تتخدم المقام ديال used to. اعتاد he would always اعتاد دائما أن always yell I'm not here. Usually again simple past he was only joking and would come to the phone when it was for him and used to come واعتاد أنه يجي and used to come to the phone when it was for him. I hope this was helpful to you and I wish to see you with another lesson.